Alright, so I'm back again with another Steven Universe review, and today I'm going to be talking about the episode entitled Hit the Diamond, which, oh my, is that a clever little play on words. Picking up from where the last episode left off, we discover that the Homeworld scout ship that Lapis crashed in the previous episode is crewed by a bunch of rubies. Now right away, this group manages to answer a bunch of questions that fans have had hanging in their minds for a bit, and amazingly enough, they do it by showing and not telling. We knew that on the gem Homeworld there are multitudes of the same kind of gem, but how do they act when they're together? Well, as we find out, they all have very different, very distinct personalities, all dress differently, and perhaps most interesting of all, they all have their gems on different places of their body. It also becomes very apparent very quickly that rubies aren't all that smart. No wonder they're the frontline infantry in the Homeworld gem caste system. Peridot fears that these rubies have been sent by Yellow Diamond to punish her for her failure on Earth. Luckily, Steven, with the help of their own ruby, who defuses from Garnet for a good chunk of this episode, managed to throw together an absolutely harebrained scheme to make the other rubies leave. They decide to challenge them to that oh-so-beloved Earthling custom, a baseball game. How wonderfully convenient, with Peridot sitting out, Lapis joining the team, and Garnet defusing into her two other forms. We have just the right numbers we need for a team. This is a really funny setup, and it manages to serve up about a dozen really hilarious gags, both visual and not so visual. Personally, I'm a big fan of Pearl in a baseball outfit. I don't know why, but it's such a great look. The crystal gems are also forced to play up being human, which includes taking funny Earth names. Pearl becomes Earl, Amethyst becomes Amy, etc, etc. Yet they also discreetly and not so discreetly try and use their gem powers to help give them the edge. Hit the Diamond was also another good continuation of Lapis's development. In the last episode, she just barely met Peridot halfway, and that was under fear of death. Now she's forced kicking and screaming to help out the crystal gems, and she is not having any fun. Complicating matters for the good guys is that Ruby and Sapphire are spending way too much time flirting with one another than they are actually concentrating on this life or death game. Geez, you know, you just want to tell these two to get a room or something, then you remember 99.9% of the time they are fused together into one being. You literally can't get more of a room than that. Furthermore, while we're on the subject, don't you think it's amazing that there is a super popular kids cartoon wherein you have two clearly female characters who aren't just in love with one another, but who obviously want to jump each other's bones? And yes, before you feel the need to correct me in the comments section down below, I know gems are technically genderless aliens, but come on, we all know what we're working with here. The good guys might actually manage to pull out a victory too if it wasn't for these two lovebirds getting a little too acquainted with each other near the end of the game. Much like in the episode The Answer, we see what happens when gems of the same type fuse together, and that is they become even bigger and stronger than they were before. Fitting. Oh, but wouldn't you know it, Hit the Diamond had one last twist to offer up before everything was over, and that is the Ruby Force was not actually sent to Earth to apprehend Peridot. Oh no, they were sent to apprehend her supervisor, which was Jasper. Once again, Ruby's being shown to not be very smart. Steven manages to hornswoggle them and get them to leave Earth, assumedly for a long time, not thinking of the repercussion that means now Jasper is free to run around on Earth. Hit the Diamond was an episode that I think manages to combine the two great tastes that Steven Universe does better than anything else, and that is comedy shenanigans, wherein mundane Earth stuff like a simple game of baseball becomes something totally magical and extraordinary, as well as further the whole Yellow Diamond, Crystal Gem, Earth storyline that we've had since very early on in the series. This episode also touched my nerdy heart in a really special way. I was reminded of one particularly great episode of Samurai Champloo where that series stopped so everyone could play baseball, as well as certain issues of the X-Men comic when they all got together and played baseball. Overall, this one was really solid, which is why I give it a 9 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Kate Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.